ሰላም ተማሪዎች እንዴት ናችሁ? እሸቱ ነኝ የ11ኛ ክፍል የሂሳብ መምህር ከሉሲ ብሪጅ አካዳሚ። ዛሬ ስለ ፋንክሽን እንማራለን። ከዚህ በፊት ሪሌሽንን ዲፋይን አድርገናል። ከሪሌሽን ላይ ፋንክሽን እንደገና ኤክስትራክት እናደርግና ፋንክሽንን ዲፋይን እናደርጋለን ማለት ነው። ከዛ በፊት ግን ልክ እንደ ሁልጊዜው ዌብሳይታችን lucybridgeacademy.com እየገባችሁ አጫጭር ኖቶች ታገኛላችሁ፣ የጥያቄ ባንኮች ታገኛላችሁ፣ እንዲሁም ደግሞ ከ5 ቋንቋዎች በላይ መረዳት የሚችል ፐርሰናላይዝድ ኤአይ አሲስታንስ ፕላትፎርም ታገኛላችሁ። ስለዚህ አሁኑኑ ሰብስክራይብ እያደረጋችሁ ጆይን አድርጉ። እንዲሁም ደግሞ ለሌሎች ተማሪዎች በስፋት እንድንዳረስ የዩቲዩብ ቻናላችን ሰብስክራይብ አድርጉ፣ የቴሌግራም ቻናላችንም ተቀላቀሉ። አመሰግናለሁ። ኦኬ, what is a function? Okay, what is a function? As we have discussed about relation in the previous video, we know that a relation is a set of ordered pairs. Okay, a relation is a set of ordered pairs, and again a function is a relation, right? It is a special type of relation. Function means a special type of relation. That means no two ordered pairs in the relation have the same first element. Okay, no two distinct ordered pairs have the same first element. ሁለት የተለያዩ ኦርደር ፔሮች የተለያየ ፈርስት ኦርደር ፔር ካላቸው ፋንክሽን ነው። ነገር ግን ከኦርደር ፔሮች ውስጥ ከተለያዩ ኦርደር ፔሮች ውስጥ አንድ አይነት ፈርስት ኤሌመንት ካለ ፋንክሽን መሆን አይችልም ማለት ነው። ወይም a function is a relation in which each element of the domain is paired with exactly one element in the range. Okay, every element of the domain has to be paired with exactly one element in the range. That means it is a function. Okay, the order pairs 2, -3, 2, 4 do not make up a function because f of 2 is equal to -3 and f of 2 is equal to 4. The value of f at 2 is not unique. It has different values. Yes, look, the two order pairs are different, or they are distinct, but they do have the same first value. Okay, 2, 2. Therefore, it is not a function. It is not a function because no two order pairs have the same first ኤለመንት ብለናል ዲፋይን ስናደርግ። ስለዚህ ሁለት የመጀመሪያ ኦርደር ፔሩ ነው፣ አንድ አይነት ነው፣ ግን ኔጋቲቭ 3 እና 4 የተለያዩ ናቸው። ዛት ሚንስ f of 2 is equal to negative 3 ነው፣ f of 2 ደግሞ is equal to 4 ነው። ስለዚህ 2 pair with what? negative 3 and 4. yes, ስለዚህ 2 ዶሜናችን ውስጥ የሚገኝ ኤሌመንት ነው። ኤግዛክትሊ ከአንድ ኤሌመንት ነው ሬንጁ ጋር ፔር ማድረግ ያለበት። ይሄ ግን ከሁለት ኤሌመንቶች ጋር ፔር አድርጓል። ሁለት ከማንና ከማን? ከኔጋቲቭ 3 እና ከ4 ጋር ፔር አድርጓል። let me show you diagrammatically. Okay, this is 2 and here -3 and 4. So 2 pairs with -3 and 2 pairs with 4. So this cannot be a function because this is A, which is a domain, and this is B, range. This is a relation R. So for 2 pairs with -3 and 2 pairs with 4, therefore it's not a function. Given a relation in x and y, we say that y is a function of x if for each value of x in the domain there is exactly one value of y in the range. Define እንዳደረግነው ነው ቀድመን every element in the domain must be paired with exactly one element in the range so that it is a function. Okay, note if x comma y is an element of the function. Okay, x comma y is an element of a function. X comma y, if x comma y is an element of the given function, okay, this means f of x is equal to y. Okay, f of x is equal to y. That means the value of the function is y at x. Okay, if the value of the function is y at x, or we say that y is a value of f at x, right? Y is equal to f of x ብለን እንጽፈዋለን። x comma y, simply y means f of x if xy is an element of given function. In each of the following, determine whether the relation is a function. Okay, whether relation is a function. Okay, y as a function of x. Yes, look, the first relation R1, okay? We are asked to determine whether it is a function or not. So this is a relation, all right? We know that a function is a relation. Yes, but what kind of function is a relation? No two order pairs have the same element የሚለውን definition መርሳት የለብንም። Look the first element 4 3 negative 4 minus 1 4. Look, 4 is the first element. 4 pairs with 2 and 4 pairs with 5 with minus 5. That means this is not a function, okay? Is not a function. It's not a function. The given relation is not a function. The second one, minus 1 pairs with 4, 2 pairs with 3, 3 pairs with 4, minus 4 pairs with 5. Look, they're distinct. The first elements, minus 1, 2, 3, and minus 4, all these are different. Therefore, the given relation is a function, okay? This is a function. This is a function. A function. Because every element in the domain is paired with exactly one element in the range. Next R3, 7, 3, 4, minus 1, 2, 3. 7, 4, and 2, they are different. Therefore, it is a function. It is a function. It is a function because every element of the domain, that is 7, 4, and 2, these 3 elements pair with exactly one element in the range, okay? So 7, 4, and 2 are different. Good. D, the last relation, 3, 2, 9, 5, 1, 0, minus 3, 1. Look, 3, 9, 1, minus 3, they are different, therefore it is a function. It is a function. Function, okay? It is a function. Okay, the other question, under what condition the order pairs xy and xz is a function? Look, xy and xz መቼ ነው እኩል የሚሆኑት xy እና xz? Under what condition the order pairs xy and xz is a function? Okay, እኩል የሚሆኑት ሳይሆን ሁለቱ ይሄ እነኚህ ኦርደር ፔሮች ፋንክሽን መሆን የሚችሉት መቼ ነው? Look, the first element is x, but the second element is y and z. So this order, so as to be, this order pair is a function, y must be equal to z, you see? That means if y is equal to z implies x comma y and x comma z is the same element, okay? These two elements are equal or they are the same element. Therefore, this can be a function when this can be an element of the function when y is equal to zy ከz ጋር እኩል ከሆነ xy ወይም xz የፋንክሽናችን ኤሌመንት መሆን ይችላል። otherwise impossible, okay? y እና z የተለያዩ ከሆኑ two distinct order pairs will have the same first element ይሆንና ከፋንክሽን ውጭ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። Therefore, the answer is y is equal to z. y is equal to z. The answer is C. Which value of x would cause the relation minus 1, 6, x8 to 4, 3, 4 not to be a function, okay? Not to be a function. Which value of x would cause? Which value of x would cause the relation not to be a function? x ምን አይነት ቁጥር ከሆነ ነው ይሄ relation function መሆን የማይችለው ማለት ነው? Look, the first element is minus 1, x, 2, 3. These are the values of x, or they are elements of the domain, right? These are elements of the domain. ስለዚህ እነኚህ ከ-1 x 2 እና 3 function not to be function እንዳይሆን ከተፈለገ x ምን መሆን አለበት? x is equal to either negative 1 መሆን አለበት or 2 መሆን አለበት or 3 መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። x negative 1 ከሆነ ወይም 2 ከሆነ ወይም 3 ከሆነ function መሆኑ ይቀራል ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ለምሳሌ 2 ሆነ ብንል if x is 2 pairs with 8 but here 2 pairs with what 4 ይሆንና this is not a function ይላለን። so በቀላሉ በሌላ አገላለጽ ይሄ ሪሌሽን ፋንክሽን እንዲሆን x must be different from -1, 2 and 3, right? if x is different x ከኔጌቲቭ 1 ከ2 እና ከ3 የተለየ ሪል ነምበር ከሆነ ፋንክሽን ይሆናል። ከዛ ውጭ ግን x ኔጌቲቭ 1 ከሆነ ወይም 2 ከሆነ ወይም 3 ከሆነ ምን አሁን ፋንክሽን መሆን አይችልም ማለት። ከነዚህ ከሶስት ቁጥሮች ማን ያለው ኔጌቲቭ 1 ኦኬ 2 እና 3 እዚህ ውስጥ ያሉም therefore ፋንክሽን እንዳይሆን x ኔጋቲቭ 1 መሆን የለበትም ማለት ነው። Which one of the following is not a function? Look, it using a diagram from A to B. So this one, 2, look, 2 pairs with 0 and 2 pairs with 2, which means the element 2 in the domain is paired with 2 elements in the range, which is wrong. Okay, this cannot be a function. This relation is not a function. But here, every element in the domain pair with exactly one element in the range. Okay, so this is a function. This is a function. This is function. But this is not function. Not function. Minus 1, minus 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Minus 1, 0, and 1. They are different, therefore it is function. It is a function. Minus 3, 2, 2, minus 3. This is also a function. Minus 3 is different from 2, therefore it is a function. Okay, so the first A is not a function, or this relation is not a function. Question: which graph describes function? Describes a function. Graph. Whether a graph is a function or not, check ለማድረግ use vertical line test. Okay, use vertical line test. If the vertical line touches the graph more than 2 points, therefore the given graph will not be a function. But if you take any vertical line and all the vertical line touches the graph at a point, then it is a function. It is a function. Look, the vertical line. If you take any vertical line, you touch the graph at a point, therefore the first one is a function. But look, the second one, if you take the vertical line, it crosses the graph twice. Okay, therefore this is not a function. Is not a function. Is not a function. Look again here. Circle. We cross the circle twice. Our function is circle, so a vertical line crosses the circle twice. Therefore, this is not a function. But if you take any vertical line here, it touches at a point. This is a function. This is a function. And this is also a function. Okay, A and D are functions, whereas B and C is not functions. These two are not function because the vertical line crosses the graph twice. Therefore, these two relations are not function. Okay, so graph ከሆነ vertical line test በመጠቀም ፋንክሽን መሆናል ሙሉ በቀላሉ ማወቅ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። የምታስቡት ምንድነው የት ላይ ክሮስ ባደርግ ነው ሁለቴና ከዛ በላይ ግራፉን የምነካው ብላችሁ ማሰብ ነው። ኦኬ፣ ስለዚህ ሁለቴና ከዛ በላይ መንካት የምትችሉበት ፖሲቢሊቲ ካለ ፋንክሽን አይደለም ማለት ነው። ኦኬ፣ otherwise ሁሌም አንድ ጊዜ ብቻ ክሮስ የምታደርጉት ከሆነ vertical line ስትጠቀሙ it is a function እንላለን ማለት ነው። Okay, this is all for today. We see how to define a function. Don't forget that a function is a relation in which no two distinct order pairs have the same first element, or every element in the domain must be paired with exactly one element in the range, so that it is a function. Otherwise, not a function. Okay, and use vertical line test to detect whether a given graph is a function or not. Okay, on the next video we will see the power functions. There are 10 kinds of power function. We will see each by each. Okay, now ለዛሬ እዚህ ጋር አጠናቅቃለሁ። መርሳት የሌለባችሁ ነገር ግን የዌብሳይታችን lucybridgeacademy.com እየገባችሁ አጫጭር ኖቶችን ታገኛላችሁ፣ የተለያዩ ጥያቄዎችን ታገኛላችሁ። እንዲሁም ከ5 በላይ ቋንቋዎችን መረዳት የሚችል ፐርሰናላይዝድ ኤአይ አሲስታንስ ፕላትፎርም አለን። ሰብስክራይብ ያደረጋችሁ ጆይን ማድረጋችሁን አትርሱ። የማንኛውንም አይነት ጥያቄ ማንኛውም አይነት ኮሜንት ካላችሁ ደግሞ በቴሌግራም ቻናላችን ላይ ማስፈራችሁን አትርሱ። አብሬያችሁ የቆየሁት እሸቱ ነበርኩ። በሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ እስከምንገናኝ ሰላም ሁኑ።